Right, so let's stop this and let's exit isolation mode and select the main bone, turn on the animation, delete it. And now what I want to do is make sure that if I have deselected, the jaw works. Okay. Right, so everything's fine. I just need to save this and hide it for a moment. And actually, I'm going to create an absolute layer and just hit play. This is because if I want to rotate things and move them, they will not get stretched. If I don't have this, you can notice how this moves, and that's not what I want. So I'm just going to create quickly an absolute layer and play. And the next thing we want to do is we want to have some controls. For example, I want to be able to select the arm quickly and the other pieces. So let's unhuddle. You can right click to this and you have the option to, when you have selected the bone, actually let's go to this and okay. First, actually, let's delete this, because if right click, I've noticed one thing, that sometimes you can have issues. For example, if I have this turned on, if I right click, I don't have the option to add gizmos, so I'm just gonna toggle this off for a second. I'm gonna hit add gizmo. So right now I want to select the circle gizmo. For example, this is kind of good for me. I'm just gonna hit OK. And now I'm gonna select the gizmo itself and give it a radius like 20, for example. And I want to do the same thing for the other arm. Select this piece and add gizmo and select the circle and change the radius to 20. So right now what I'm doing is I'm just adding some basic gizmos for most of the most important pieces that I need, like for example this one. Add gizmo and select circle again, hit OK. So I'm just gonna do it few more places, for example here on the arm, because I want to have controls well on the arms. Add gizmo, circle, and make sure that this is 15. And also do it on the other arm as well. Right click, add gizmo and set it as a circle and set it to 15. So just the head is left, add circle. And for this one, I can convert this to spline actually. And in order to make it a little bit more interesting, I'm gonna move this up. Delete this one. Actually, sorry, I didn't explain what I did. So I just applied, I convert this to spline, and I'm gonna select the spline and just gonna move it up. I'm gonna go to rotate and I'm gonna hold shift and I'm gonna rotate while I have angle snap turned on. So I'm gonna rotate like this by 90 degrees, and it's going to create this kind of a strange shape. So I'm gonna hold shift and I'm gonna rotate one more time by 90 degrees, and it's going to create the other one. So what I did was I just quickly created some kind of a shape. So I just want to go to segments and click the bottom segments of this. So I have this kind of a strange gizmo, and I can scale it down. And this is going to be the controller for my head. So that's what I like at the moment. And now I'm going to select this one, which is the gizmo for the helmet. I'm going to right click, add a gizmo, select a rectangle in this case. I just want to scale the rectangle of it, convert it to spline, and move it up just to have some kind of a different controller for it. I'm going to scale it inside of it. And now I just have the jaw left, so I'm going to select this one, add gizmo, Or I can use a circle in this case. We hit OK, and I'm gonna convert this to spline. I'm gonna select the back part of this. Actually, select segments and delete this. So now I can go to left and place the gizmo a little bit proper. It's kind of a little bit too big, so I can scale it down. Now I have all those gizmos, probably just the ones that are left are here on the legs. Let's make this 20, or let's make it 15. Do the same thing for the other one. Circle, 15, and probably here we have ones on the legs, so we have here some of those, so we don't need them there. And make sure that those move properly. So one of the final things I want to do is add a gizmo as well as on this piece, which is the chest. Add a gizmo, circle, and lower the size of this one. Make it 30, for example, to know which one, what it is. So before I end up this, I just want to select all the splines I just created. And once I have them selected, I just want to make something that will allow me to have a little bit better visual representation of it. So I'm going to select those as well as these legs. Don't hide anything. I'm going to select this. And actually, even on those, I'm going to add a gizmos. And I'm going to make a rectangle or a gizmo for this one. I set this to 50 and 25, 40, 45. Okay, so 50, 45. And hide the IK for this. Select this one and add a gizmo, rectangle, 50, 45, and save this and hide it. So now I can select all those, go to render and toggle enable in viewport and turn on the subdivisions for those, so I have them renderable. Let's make it 6 sides. I'm going to go on all those individually and enable in viewport, 6 segments. I'm just going to toggle them in viewport, I don't need them in render, so it's kind of better for me. 6 sides, viewport. I'm just going to do the same for the rest of those. So just few of them left. The less polygons on this, the better usually. So convert this to spline, rendering this, and almost done. Just few of those left. So as you can see, we just quickly created all those gizmos, which are going to be the basic controllers of our robots. So I'm going to go to manage layers and I'm just going to create a new layer and name this controllers. So I'm just going to add anything to it, hide it temporary and hide exit isolation modes. I'm going to hide my rig layer, so I'm going to toggle this one off, on. And now if I go, actually, before I do that, I'm just going to select this one, and I'm going to add it to the controllers as well. I'm going to hide my rig. Now if I go in here and turn this on, you can notice that those small controllers allow me to quickly manipulate all those things that I have, which is very roughly but very quickly and very efficiently. I can play with jaw or some other parts of the robot. So I'm gonna save this as robot final, and so you can open it and examine what we did with the entire piece. And I really hope that all the techniques and tips and tricks I showed you are kind of useful for what you're doing. It's a very simple basic workflow for baking textures and so on, and for rigging as well, but it has some tricks in it, and I hope some of the things I showed are going to be useful for you guys. I don't know how much of you followed along with this, but I just hope that some of the things I've showed are enough for you to give an overall understanding how things are done, if they're done for iOS game or something like that. This is a technique I used for rigging robots. I did for one iOS game I did back in the day while I was working in Spain. So this is kind of an efficient way of making a lot of robots for less time and texture them as well and have very low polygon budget. So I hope you just managed to learn anything. So that's it from me. Goodbye.